It's March 31st, which means that tomorrow is the start of Autism Acceptance / Awareness Month. You may see this puzzle piece used to represent autism or this big organization called Autism Speaks pop up everywhere. But you should not support either of these, and here's why. Before we get into it, hi, my name is Sarah, I'm autistic and ADHD, and welcome to my channel where we learn about neurodivergence. A lot of the autistic community is no longer claiming the puzzle piece. The puzzle piece infantilizes autistic people and symbolizes that we are incomplete and missing pieces. It pushes the narrative that autism is a disease that needs to be treated and cured. They use sayings like until the puzzle's completed or until the pieces fit. Basically meaning until autism has a cure. Because obviously something has to be missing in our poor little brains. They use primary colors like blue, yellow, and red because they're simplistic. It also supports the misconception that autism only appears in childhood. They refuse to acknowledge that autistic children turn into autistic adults. The first version of the puzzle piece was designed in 1963 by Gerald Gasson. He was a board member of the National Autistic Society in London. He and the rest of the board believed that autistic people suffered from a puzzling condition. So he created this design with a crying child on it. This just goes into the narrative that autism is a tragedy that children suffer from. In 1999, the Autism Society of America created this puzzle piece ribbon for autism awareness. They said the pattern represents the complexity of autism, and the brightness signals hope. Hope for a cure through increased research and treatments. They were so close. Today, we commonly see the puzzle piece used through an organization called Autism Speaks, which was founded in 2005 by Bob Wright. Remember that name. They basically say the puzzle piece represents a search for answers to better understand autism. Search for answers basically meaning cures and treatments yet again. Everyone is so obsessed with curing us, like calm down. We're people, not puzzles. The puzzle piece was created without the involvement of autistic people. Autism advocate Judy Singer, who also coined the term neurodiversity, created the infinity symbol to represent autism. And a lot of the autistic community stands by this design. The infinity symbol represents diversity and infinite variations and possibilities. Because every autistic person is different. The rainbow or gold infinity loop is a great alternative to the blue puzzle piece. We believe blue was mainly used because autism was seen as a boy's condition, which is a false stereotype. Now let's dig deeper into Autism Speaks. You might see things like an autism walk, lighted up blue campaign, public service announcements urging early screenings, and talking about the increase in prevalence of autism. Remember that name I told you to remember? Bob Wright. His grandson was autistic, so he founded Autism Speaks after he found out that there wasn't a cure for autism. He wanted to find a cure and end what he believed to be an epidemic of autism. Bob's wife Suzanne went as far to say that they were losing their grandson to autism. Soon after it was founded, they received a $25 million donation from the co-founder of Home Depot, Bernard Marcus. Home Depot is still a main donor for Autism Speaks. Autism Speaks is known for their aggressive and fear-inducing public service announcements and commercials, in which autism is some sort of tragedy or demonic or a monster. They use this strategy to incite fear and endorse autism treatment and research. Next, I watched all of these commercials so you don't have to. I will give you the title in case you want to watch the full thing. But let's dissect these clips. Let's start off with the film titled Autism Every Day. This film is focused on autism moms. It basically highlights their struggles and their ruined lives. They even go as far as saying they didn't sign up for this.
A lot of ways, she's like a baby. She's just big.
Just wow.
You think about his future and all the pain he's in.
Autism isn't painful. It's only painful when we're misunderstood and forced to suffer. This poor boy is just stimming. Stimming is normal and we use it to self-regulate. This next clip is a trigger warning with talks of child death.
That was a very scary moment for me when I realized I had sat in the car for about 15 minutes and actually contemplated putting Jody in the car and driving off the George Washington Bridge, and that would be preferable to having to put her in one of these schools. And it's only because of Lauren, the fact that I have another child, that I probably didn't do it.
Yes, she is talking about murdering her child. And she says that her other kid is the only reason she hasn't done it. A month after this video was released, a mother killed her 3-year-old autistic daughter. And this headline talks about the toll on the mother. It's disgusting. Let's move on. This next commercial is titled I Am Autism. It's basically a voiceover of a man with a deep dark voice saying, I am autism and I'm out to get you. Boogly boogly. Here are some clips.
I am autism. I'm visible in your children. But if I can help it, I am invisible to you until it's too late. I know where you live. And guess what? I live there too. I hover around all of you. And if you are happily married, I will make sure that your marriage fails. Your money will fall into my hands and I will bankrupt you. I will plot to rob you of your children and your dreams.
You think that because my child lives behind a wall, I am afraid to knock it down with my bare hands?
I don't think I really need to say anything for these. I think the clips speak for themselves. I think we can move on now. In 2014, Autism Speaks released a documentary titled Sounding the Alarm, Battling the Autism Epidemic. It's no longer available to watch for free, but here's what I found out. Lori Unum, who was the Autism Speaks Vice President of State Government Affairs, called autism an unforeseen and unprovoked medical disaster. She says there's a huge autism tsunami that's going to hit all of our state's budgets if we don't ensure that kids are getting treatment. Autism Speaks loves comparing autism to natural disasters and diseases. In 2019, Autism Speaks had a public service announcement in Diversibility magazine. It says, "One time is a bad photo, many times is a sign," for lack of eye contact with the camera. I know I keep bringing up the fact that all of these organizations want to cure and prevent autism. And you may be wondering what the big deal is. Shouldn't we want a cure? And the answer is no. This leads into something called eugenics, which is basically an immoral goal that aims to improve the genetic quality of the human population, whether it's drastically decreasing or getting rid of disabled people or certain races. And this can be done through controlled breeding to increase the occurrence of desirable traits. We don't want to be cured. We want to be accepted, accommodated, and treated like human beings. Autism Speaks merged with 3 other organizations that all support the cure, treatment, and prevention of autism: the Autism Coalition for Research and Education, National Alliance for Autism Research, and Cure Autism Now. Cure Autism Now created something called the Autism Genetic Resource Exchange. When I first read it, I was a little bit confused, so let's break it down together. It's a family registry and DNA repository. Repository meaning storage. It's a database where they store information on your genes and your physical characteristics and traits. And it's made available for autism researchers worldwide. It's kind of creepy, not gonna lie. Autism Speaks is also part of the Autism Genome Project. The goal of this project is to develop prenatal screenings for autism, which most likely means that babies that have a higher chance of being autistic will be aborted. Eugenics! This is an example of controlled breeding. Autism Speaks claims that they are no longer seeking a cure, but don't believe them. Only 0.16% of Autism Speaks' budget goes towards helping autistic families. All of their funds go to research, programs, fundraising, and lobbying. Autism Speaks has 30 board members, and only one of them is autistic. They use their platform to promote fear, stigma, and prejudice towards autistic people. They still fund biomedical research focusing on identifying the cause of autism, rather than addressing the harm they've done and improving our quality of life. Here are some organizations to donate to instead of Autism Speaks: Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, Autistic Women and Non-Binary Network, Self-Advocates Becoming Empowered, Autistic People of Color Fund, and Communication First. And here's a list of some big companies that still support Autism Speaks. If you like seeing this kind of content and my makeup, I applied to be part of the Sephora squad, and I need a bunch of testimonials to be considered. So if you want to see me as your ADHD Latina representation, please copy and paste the link in my caption to submit a testimonial. This is an example of one my friend submitted for me. It's 300 characters max. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click the little bell to see me again. Happy Autism Acceptance Month. Say no to Autism Speaks and the puzzle piece. This is the finished makeup look.